Journalism with public interest and integrity in mind. By the students, for the students. You're watching RAM TV News.
Good day and welcome back to RAM TV. I'm Katie Scholl and let's take a look at what's going on around campus. Ruby Dang goes to the Houston Hart University Center to observe the EPTIS meeting.
We're here to head over the EPTIS meeting happening at the UC and see what it's all about. Held at the Houston Hart University Center in room 206, EPTIS brings together students from diverse backgrounds in a welcoming and interactive environment. From America, France, Korea, Vietnam, Cambodia, and many other countries, students gather not just to learn English, but to connect through culture.
I've seen them become a lot more social and more interactive with other people that aren't in their usual groups. With the Korean staying with just the Koreans talking amongst themselves, rather they're kind of reaching out and talking to other ethnic groups and other American students.
Instead of lectures and textbooks, EPTIS creates a space for real conversations, cultural exchange, and meaningful friendships. And it's not just talking. Some sections even include fun activities like watching movies together, along with free food, making the experience even more relaxed and enjoyable for everyone. The meeting takes place every Tuesday from 6 to 7:30 p.m. starting February 24th, 2026, and repeats weekly through May 5th. If you're ready to step out of your comfort zone, EPTIS is a great place to start. This is Ruby from RAM TV. Thanks for watching.
Thanks, Ruby. The Angelo State University Korean Student Organization is hosting its K-pop concert for this semester on Tuesday, April 21st. Watch and experience Korean culture through students performing K-pop songs and dances. In past years, the event has included giveaways, prizes to audience members. The K-pop concert is not a contest, but a chance for students to connect with others who enjoy K-pop and build a community. The event will have hot chocolate and brownies, and the concert will be held in the C.J. Davidson Conference Center from 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. Dallas Smith Tamayo visits the 7th Annual Art Student Jury Scholarship Exhibit to talk more about the results.
Every spring, the Visual Arts Department holds a scholarship show for those majoring or minoring in art. Let's see the works featured and take a look at the winners. The 7th Annual Art Student Jury Scholarship Exhibit takes place each spring and features a variety of mediums, from 3D sculptures to digital drawings, and each piece is up for a different scholarship. The exhibit is open to all in room 193 in the Carr Education Fine Arts Building. First place went to Jude Bankhead for his piece Balboa Park. Second place went to Aaron Alfaro for his piece Werewolf Named ID. And third place went to Ella Davis for her self-portrait. Jenna Herrera, following The Beat, and Aubrey Aguilar, The Visitor, received the Henry O. Edwards Scholarship Award. Sydney Hackes, Our Pretty Thing, received the Honorable Mention for Senior Award, with Sarah Wrinkle, Wires Crossed, and Ashley Marler, Regrowth, both receiving the Best Senior Award. Oliver Coleman, Sphinx, and Michael Ramirez Ortiz, Memories, both received honorable mentions. Mia Flores, DVD Collection 1/8, received the Ceramic Award, and Juan Batiste Jr., Going for a Swim, received Best in Show. Congratulations to all these talented artists. This has been Dallas Smith Tamayo with RAM TV. Thank you for watching.
Thanks, Dallas. After the break, we go to Tiana Montag, who interviews the head coach of the handball campus, Diarmuid Mulkerns.
Hey y'all, today I'm here with head handball coach Diarmuid Mulkerns. How are you today?
Good, Tian, and yourself?
I'm good. So I'm going to be asking you a couple questions about handball. So I'm not entirely sure what it is. I'm sure our viewers also don't know. But what is handball? Like, how do you play it?
So handball's a court sport, played within a four-walled court. If some people may be familiar with racquetball, so it's the same court as a racquetball court. So that's the form we play. There are many different forms of handball, which we might talk about again in the future, but there's outdoor and one wall and three wall. But we play a four-wall indoor sport, and I actually brought just a very little bit of equipment we use in handball here with me. So as you strike the ball is a small hard rubber ball, just a little bigger than a golf ball, or smaller than a golf ball. So to protect our hands, you wear a light little glove, a small glove that just helps with taking away the little bit of a sting off the ball as you're learning, but as you get better at the game, really the glove isn't really as necessary as such. And then you have your eye protection in case you were to get hit, with the ball, so that'll keep you safe. But so that's kind of what handball is. It's usually played either in singles or doubles formats, so similar to tennis or badminton or whatnot. But that might be a little bit of an introduction into what handball is. Yeah.
Okay, cool. And so I didn't get a good look at the lenses before, but is there actual like protection like on my glasses, or is it just the outer frames?
Yeah, I'll bring them back here. So the eye guards themselves don't actually have any lens in it, but because the ball can't pass through with the size of it, that's what'll keep you safe from that
I was
regard.
like, is that actually going to protect?
Yeah,
Or, okay,
yeah,
that
no,
makes more sense.
They'll do it, and you'll be unfortunate if you ever got hit like that. But for that one chance that it might happen, it's better to be safe than sorry. So the eye guards are mandatory in that because of that reason. Yeah.
And so the gloves, are those like mandatory to play, or like you mentioned, like when you're starting out, it takes this thing away? Can you play without them, or do you have to have them on?
So indoors with this ball that we play with, four-wall handball, they're mandatory because it's not actually for your hand, it's for the ball. So when you're playing and you start to sweat, if the ball starts getting wet, the ball doesn't bounce correct anymore, and it's kind of what we call a skid ball, and then it's a replay. So that's actually why you have to wear the glove, but they will help a little bit with hitting the ball
hitting
also.
It with your hand, yeah.
Okay,
cool. And then so I'm not entirely sure if you hit on it or not, but how would you describe the intensity and pace of handball?
So handball's pretty fast-paced sport, and the intensity to be quite an intense game as well. When you're in handball, as I mentioned, it's singles or doubles, so you're only in there on your own a lot of the time in singles. So it's that kind of feeling of just competing against one another, so it's intense in that regard. Games can take anywhere because they're generally played up to 15 points, so best of 3 games to 15 points. A match could take anywhere from 10 or 15 minutes if it's a fast one, up to like an individual game to 15 points, or it could take 30, 40, maybe an hour. Like we've been in the court many time for guts of 2 hours.
For one game?
And you could be playing that one match, like say if the two of us were playing against one another, and in handball, the way it's played, then generally with the travel and whatnot, it's numerous matches over a given weekend. So you could have your round of 32 and round of 16 Friday, quarter-final, semi-final Saturday, and final Sunday.
Jeez.
And typically as you go through the bracket, the games will get longer as the standards balance out a bit, But so it's an intense sport, and you'll know after you play a tournament that you played one. Yeah.
As we're wrapping this up, is there anything else that you would like to add, or anything that more about how the students can get involved, or anything like that?
Yeah, so if you're a student watching and listening today and you're wondering, I want to try that, it's there's two main ways you can kind of join, and you can either just show up to practice sometime and say, just introduce yourself that way, or you might see flyers up on the walls around campus or social media. Angelo State Handball, you'll find us. I think Instagram's the one that's more active than Facebook, but DM there, or just keep an eye on that page, and there'll be sometimes beginner nights cropping up there, or if you just want to, sometimes if there's not a beginner night and it just suits you to come that Monday, Wednesday, Friday, they're typically the days we practice 6 to 8 in the evenings. If you can come to one of those and you want to try it out, anyone's more than welcome at any stage to try it.
Well, thank you so much for coming out. It was really interesting to hear about handball.
Yeah, thanks, Tiana, and everybody at RAM TV for having us. Thank you.
Now we go to Jess O'Neill with Everything Entertainment.
Thanks, Tiana. The Meyer Museum will host its first Meyer National Juried Student Ceramic Competition. Each piece, made by 22 different students around America, will be here at ASU. Judged by ceramic artist Steve Hilton from Midwestern State University, the event is organized with San Angelo Museum of Fine Arts, which will also be exhibiting their 26th annual ceramic competition. The exhibit will start from 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. every day from April 16th to September 19th, and the exhibit is free to visit. And that's all. Ram Fam, thanks. I'll see y'all next time.
Thanks, Jesslyn. This year's children's ballet is a tale as old as time. Ballet San Angelo and the Elta Joyce McAfee presents a children's ballet, Beauty and the Beast. This show is tailored to audience members of all ages. The show will run on Friday, April 24th and Saturday, April 25th at 7 p.m., with the matinee show on Saturday at 2 p.m. Tickets are sold online at the sanangelopac.org for $27. Now we go to Olivia Deanda with the weather.
Thanks, Katie. Now let's take a look at our 5-day weather forecast. For Monday, we have a high of 60 degrees with a low of 55. It's going to be a little chilly on Monday, so please bring a raincoat. On Tuesday, we have a high of 76 degrees with a low of 61. It will be some partly cloudy skies. Now going into Wednesday, we have a high of 85 degrees with a low of 67 with a mix of sunshine and clouds. Going into Thursday, we have a high of 83 degrees with a low of 66. There'll be mostly cloudy skies. And now for Friday, we have a high of 88 degrees with a low of 62. It'll be mostly sunny with clouds showing up every now and then. And that's your look at the 5-day weather forecast.
Thanks, Olivia. After the break, we go to Kate Hinojosa with all things ASU Sports.
What's up, Ram Fam? Let's take a look at what's going on in ASU sports. We begin with the Ram Bells tennis team, who remain undefeated after winning both matches over the weekend. The Ram Bells golf team was in Rockwall this weekend as they competed in the Lone Star Conference Monday and Tuesday, finishing 11th on Monday and 8th on Tuesday. Despite the rain over the weekend, the Rams and Ram Bells track and field teams walked away from the Warhawk Classic with 4 more provisional marks. The Rams baseball team were home this weekend as they went against West Texas A&M, winning 3 of the 4 games, bringing them to a 28-14 overall. Meanwhile, the Ram Bells softball team had a successful weekend, winning 4 games, 2 against Western New Mexico and 2 against Sul Ross State, bringing them to a 34-9 overall. Next, Aubrey Aguilar takes us to the Stevens Arena to find out more about the Ram Bells volleyball team.
Balancing classes, practices, and game days isn't easy, but for Angelo State Ram Bells, they are no stranger to the grind. Today, we're talking to 2 volleyball players about their experience being part of the team. Let's go. I had the opportunity to interview 2 student athletes from ASU's Ram Bells volleyball team. To start, I asked them when they first began playing the sport, and here's what they had to say.
I started playing really young. My sister also played in college, and she's 11 years older than me. So by the time I was born, she was already pretty high up, and so I've always just kind of been around it. But I really started playing on a team whenever I was 5, I believe.
So I started playing in 2nd grade, and I was playing a year up. And then I played with them for about 2 years. And then once they started going into middle school, high school, I started playing in San Antonio. So that's where I just kind of got my experience from, but I did start playing a year up.
We then dove deeper into what scared them the most when they first started playing volleyball.
I think by the time I started, I didn't really have the ability, I guess, necessarily, because I was so young to experience those emotions. So I was always just really excited to do it, and that's kind of stuck until now.
Well, since I was a year younger than everyone was a lot bigger than me and faster. So I think that was just the most intimidating factor, thinking or fearing the thought of failing the team or failing my parents or just not being good enough. But it actually turned out being the opposite, having such great role models pushed me to be better, and I just had a full team around me that I aspired to be like and just grow more and more together.
Knowing the time and effort it takes to be on the team, I also asked what they think is the most difficult skill to train in volleyball.
It kind of varies position to position, but for me personally, I think it's blocking. That's kind of where I struggle with the most, but each position has different things that they have to hone in and work on.
I think defense is the most difficult thing just because everyone has certain habits, and if you have those habits already coming in, it's hard to break those habits, but you always want to have the best form, the best technique to get it down.
Finally, I asked what their greatest achievement has been thus far.
This is probably pretty basic, but making it to the Final Four was definitely a big achievement just because that year was we didn't know how we were going to be. We all knew that we were going to be good, but nobody else knew that at the time. And so we just had that underdog mentality, and really every single person on the team was bought in, whether you played a lot or didn't play as much, every single person was bought in the same. So it was really cool.
Just making it to the Final Four, obviously making it here to college is the biggest one because there's thousands of people trying out and wanting to get on this team, and Coach Waddington picked us personally, so he obviously saw a lot of potential in us. But I think as a whole, making it to that level, the Final Four, it's never been done in our at least history. So I think that was just a great achievement, getting to see so many other teams competing at that caliber and just knowing that we're able to reach that goal and we can go even farther if we keep on pushing ourselves.
This has been Aubrey Aguilar with Ram TV. Thank you.
Thanks, Aubrey. Now let's take a look at everything coming up in ASU sports. The Rambells tennis team will be home this weekend as they go against UT Tyler on Saturday and UT Dallas on Sunday. The Rams and Rambells track and field teams will be split up as they compete in California and Stephenville, competing in the Brian Clay Invitational and Gillespie Invitational this weekend. The Rams baseball team will travel to New Mexico this weekend to play against Eastern New Mexico in a 4-game match Friday through Sunday. And lastly, the Rambells softball team will be traveling to Austin on Friday to go against St. Edwards in a 2-game match before traveling to San Antonio to play 2 games against St. Mary's on Sunday. That's everything in ASU sports. Every Thursday in the University Center, there's an event called Float Thursdays. To tell us more about it is Yumiko Winden.
Today we're here at the University Center to check out Float Thursday, so please come with me. Float Thursday happens every Thursday from 2:30 to 4:30 p.m. at the University Center. Float Thursday builds the community for student organizations and departments by sharing free floats and have fun communicating each other. Around 150 students usually come to this event and look forward to free floats. Float Thursday serves ice cream, and thanks to the contribution from their sponsor, Coca-Cola, they also have a variety of sodas such as Coca-Cola, Diet Coke, Sprite, Fanta, root beer, and Mr. Pibb to make delicious floats. The busiest times are around 2:30 and 3:30 p.m., so if you want to beat the crowd, the best time is 3 p.m.
I would encourage them to come out and, if anybody's looking for, maybe coming and bringing the organization, bringing some booklets, tell them kind of about their organizations or departments. And it's just a great way to communicate and get your name out there or get your department name out there.
This has been Yumiko with Ram TV. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in the next video.
Thanks, Yumi. The Pop Art Museum in downtown San Angelo is hosting Springfest on Saturday, April 25th from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. You can enjoy a high-energy outdoor celebration for the warmer weather and community. There will be food trucks and street vendors outside and vendors inside the Pop Art Museum. This is a community-driven event designed to get everyone outside, support local and visiting vendors, and enjoy entertainment in a fun downtown atmosphere. This event is open and free to the public. Well, that's it for this week's news. My name is Katie Scholl. For more Ram TV content, you can visit Ram TV's YouTube channel by looking up Ram Media. Thank you for watching, and have a great week.